one of the people who knows that world better than anyone, CNN political analyst Maggie Haberman, who, of course, is also a senior political correspondent for the New York Times, where she won at least one Pulitzer Prize that I'm aware of. One? One, okay. That's not bad. You'll take it.
I was happy with it.
Yeah, okay. So let me start. Today was the first televised hearing in the Georgia case. And I'm wondering what's going on in the minds of Trump people right now.
So the Georgia case is disturbing to them on a couple of levels. Number one is the scope, the sprawl of this. I don't think in Trump's mind this case bothers him in terms of the facts and the details. The prosecutor bothers him. He has been complaining about Fani Willis for months and months and months and months, and I think that is only going to continue.
Why?
Because women in power, among other things, tend to upset him. People who he feels he's under attack from upset him. He has also attacked the male prosecutor, the Manhattan District Attorney. But he has been very focused on her in particular, and this case has gotten to him. Also, don't forget, there's a tape recording of him, or an audio recording of him in this case too, actually, and that tends to upset him too when he's on tape. This is all taking place, though, Jake, with an overlap with so many other cases that it's almost impossible to pull them apart in Trump land at this point. They just feel under siege at all times.
Yeah. Speaking of audio recordings, take a listen to Donald Trump talking to Hugh Hewitt about testifying.
So if you have to go to trial, will you testify in your own defense?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You'll take the stand.
That I would. That I look forward to.
So it's not a surprise that he would say that. Also not a surprise we had Mr. Parlatore on earlier who said he didn't think that was such a great idea for any defendant. And I think it was fair to say he agreed with my assessment that Mr. Trump is not the most disciplined person who's ever taken a stand. Is there any chance that he actually takes a stand?
I suppose there's always a chance, but to your point, it's not exactly the course that I think that his lawyers are likely to recommend. And Donald Trump's lawyers have been wrestling with him throughout not just this investigation, but the Mueller investigation when he was in the White House as well, when one of his first impulses was, I want to go meet with Robert Mueller because he believes that he can convince anyone of anything and that he can sell his case. And so I'm not surprised that he said that. But to your point, that we've already seen a divergence in what he's willing to say publicly and what his lawyers are.
You know, as his lawyers probably told him, don't go on the CNN town hall and defame E. Jean Carroll again. But he did.
I don't know if they put it in those terms, but I think certainly broadly his lawyers have tried to get him to pare back his statements on a range of things.
Yeah, but a federal judge today ruled that he's liable for making those comments.